40-hour, 8-hour a day mentality, you know, working a job. Oh, I hate going to work. Oh, that's your life. That ain't our life, dude. Just saying. So on another front, you know, there's been a lot of talk, innuendo, you know, about the money that we make out here and all that, and whether I'm lying or not, or, you know, am I telling the truth? Is it bullshit? Is it costing me more than what I'm saying? Blah, 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 you know, y'all know. So on one thing that I haven't mentioned in any of the videos for the last week or so that we've been getting into this kind of thing is the mere fact, and I'm gonna say it again, the mere fact that I can fix a lot of my own stuff makes my bottom line better. I know there's gonna be some multi-million-dollar company come on here, and what do they say they are? And they'll say they got 5 dedicated mechanics, you know, in a $2 million shop somewhere that fixes all their stuff. Okay, how does that appeal to my audience or me? How is that even relevant, right? It's not relevant, dude, you know. But back to me, y'all know I love me some me. So the fact that I can fix my stuff and I don't have downtime, and I fix every little bitty thing, you know, and I can do a lot of different stuff, that adds to my bottom line without taking away from my bottom line. There ain't no sense in adding 1,000 to the bottom line when you had to spend 700 and 5 days downtime to get something fixed. You ain't adding nothing. You ain't doing nothing, but you spending. See, the trick, and this is, I got a disclaimer, right here somewhere. I got a disclaimer, and the trick to me, and I'm not no damn business major or nothing, is keep my overhead down, fixes all the stuff that I can or have time to fix, and keep my operation skinny. That's what my mindset is, really. It's true. So that adds to me making more money. I don't care how you look at it, it does, because I don't have to spend money. And I don't have downtime like a lot of other people may have. Not saying they do or don't, I'm just telling you what my channel's about me and what I do. So, but the fact that I can, you know, weld, cut steel, and have a mechanically inclined mind helps me a lot, to where I don't have to work as hard as people that can't do that. Okay? I do not have to work as hard. If somebody can't fix a lot of the stuff that I can fix, and they have to pay somebody to do all that, and they have to go through the downtime of doing all that, or they have to pay somebody else to go take it somewhere to go through the downtime of all that, then you gotta work harder than me out here. You gotta charge more, or you gotta do more work, one or the other. But a lot of times I save tens of thousands of dollars every year because I can fix my own stuff. And I do a lot of the stuff. Now, I can't fix everything. I'm not a master mechanic, but I can fix a lot of things that a lot of people can't fix. And I can devise ways to do things downtime minimum, which means keeping my expenses down. That's, you know, that's what a business is. A business to me is, you know, keeping your overhead low and keeping all your equipment available to use and having it on standby. I have a lot of guys come in the comments talking about, well, you got all that equipment just sitting there. Just sitting there. Ready to go. Don't forget that. Sitting there ready to go. And when I have time, I will use said equipment to make top freaking dollar when I do. And then as long as I can park the equipment inside somewhere, it's gold to me. You got all that equipment just sitting around, ain't making a damn thing with it. That's just a waste of money. It's not a waste of money, man, because that equipment is paid for. I've already paid for all of it, man. I've already made 5 times as much money with said equipment than what it costs. And so all the equipment sitting there is paid for. The Bobcat and, you know, and all the attachments, all that stuff's paid for. It's not gonna hurt it to sit there during the summer while I got all these yards to cut. Well, you need to hire enough people to do all that. Well, sometimes doing all that costs you more than what I'm willing to give away. Well, you need to be willing to give away more. That's just it. You ain't gonna tell me what I need to be willing to do. I'm not willing to do that. I'm not willing to put guys in vehicles and send them on their merry way when to do these yards of mine when I don't know if they even know how to do them, or if they are going to be responsible and all that. Trust is something that people earn. It ain't something that's automatically given. So, since I don't have 300 accounts, and I'm teetering on the axis of you know, solo, need a guy or two, solo, need a guy or two. Since I'm teetering right there, I know that, then I'm good. I'm gonna cry about the help because, well, the help does shit for me to cry about. And YouTube is my release. YouTube is my psychologist, if you will. So, you know, there's that. I don't know, man. I just am kind of weirded out by, you know, people not really understanding, you know, what I'm doing out here. Or, and the reason they don't understand is because they assume that I'm trying to be like them, being a bigger business or a multi-million-dollar business or $1 million, whatever. I'm not trying to be like anybody else. I'm not trying to be a 40-hour work week, you know, guy. I don't want to be all those things. So, you know, I don't, and the thing about it is, this is the United States. And it's the home of the free. And it's my business that I created. And so, at the end of the day, to be quite blunt, I'll do whatever the hell I want to do. I take on jobs, whatever jobs I want to take on. And I pay the hell whatever I want to pay per hour agreement before they came aboard. Whatever that is. You're not privy to that because, well, I didn't tell you that until the other day. One guy says, well, if they don't have a cell phone, they can't work. No, they can't. I don't let guys come out here that don't have their own phone. Because if you, in today's time, if you ain't got a phone, that's a red flag for me. If you can't keep a phone on, that's a huge red flag for me. Huge. Well, you can't do that, Ray. But see, that's where you're wrong. I can, and I do, and I will. Because the business that I have here, I created. Not you, right? Me. And over the time that I've been out here, I've learned quite a few things about help, labor, what jobs to take, what equipment to buy. You know, all those things that you think I don't know, but I do. And it's ludicrous to think that I don't. Because I don't do things like you do things, or I don't do things like $1 million company does, then I'm wrong and you're right. Doesn't matter, man. because, you know, I'm still making, I mean, on a scale of what I have as far as equipment and, you know, things, I probably make as much money as the bigger companies. If you were to break it down to them having one guy in one truck, or one guy or two guys and two trucks. Now, of course, if you got 30 guys working for you, you're going to do a lot more work than me. You got to. So this concept that these guys are, that these want to be or say they are $1 million businesses coming at me, trying to tell me how to be a $1 million business. I don't want to go through the headache of trying to be a $1 million business. If it can't happen organically, then it won't happen, and that's perfectly fine. Because I make good. I save my money. I invest in other things. There's a lot going on behind the scenes that you don't know. And just remember, man, just remember that you only know what I tell you, and you only know what I show you. That's all you know about me and my, you know, business and my thinking, you know. I never claimed to be Einstein out here. All I want to do is get to $1,000 a day, $900 a day. If I can get to that, then it'll all work out. I guarantee it. With me, because I know what it takes for me to live. Of course, if you one of these big business owners, right, and you got a mortgage payment of $3,000 a month, equipment payment of $2,000 a month, and all that, see, you got to work harder than me. Because my equipment's paid for, and my mortgage ain't $3,000 a month. I say it all the time, and maybe some of these $1 million guys should think about it. It ain't what you make, man. It's what you don't have to pay for. Does everybody want to be rich? Probably. You know, I'd love to be rich, but I'm not gonna follow an unknown in the comments to be rich. It's not that important to me, because I'm not that. I just am not that. I don't know, shiny ball syndrome kind of guy. I never have been, and that's what I am. I do things in a way. I ain't breaking the law, and I keep my profits up, and I can sleep good at night. You know, and as you get older, your time and stuff becomes more valuable than anything else. To me, I don't have to worry about generating $50,000 a month. I could actually not generate. I could actually live on generate $10,000 a month and be okay. I'm just saying. But see, all you $1 million guys, y'all have to generate 50 grand a month, because you guys are doing things like, I don't know, providing cell phones for your guys. That's great, man. I'm glad that you feel like that's an important thing for you to do. But when you break down that one guy in that one truck, right, and you break down what he's making versus what it's costing you, you probably do have to work till 5 or 6 every day to make the same money that my guys make. Because I tell them, use your own phone and I'll pay you more money. That's what I tell them, to be honest with you. Use your own, you know, you got to have a phone anyway, so why could the business buy them a $1,000 phone every year? Well, of course the business could. But that, to me, is not smart on the scale that I'm on. That's not a smart move. Why would I buy a $1,000 phone for the guys and they got their own phone? Why would I do that? So they can use the business phone in the business road. That's why. Duh. Right. Or I could go to them and say, look, man, I can buy a phone for that truck. And, you know, it's going to affect your pay, though. If you want to use your phone, and I'll pay you more money. And that's the agreement that we had that you don't know about. So, yeah, you got to have a cell phone to work for me. And people can say that's not right, but see, the bad thing about it is I created the business, and I'm the one that does the hiring. Oh, and I'm the one that does the firing, and I'm the one that writes the checks, and I'm the one that creates the work, and my name's on it. So, and if you don't have a phone, or can't keep a phone on, you're not going to last long out here. Period. No matter what all these guys say that buy their employees phones, seems like to me, that just seems like another expense that, well, they got to work another hour a day to pay for that phone that you're giving them. Does that make any sense, man? I don't know if it makes sense or not. Sounds good, though. And I'm sure it's true. I'm not going to be buying my guys' phones now. If I had, 10 employees, well, I ain't buying 10 employees a phone either. I mean, I don't know in what world that I'm going to provide my guys with a cell phone. I'm not saying that that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm just saying, based on where my business is, based on what I got going on, me spending $1,000 a year on a phone for my guy is not going to increase my profits. It's not. My profits are not going to get any better because I spent $1,000 on a phone. But it's for sure going to take from my profits because I got to pay for it. Does that make any sense? I don't know. I'm not a business major. I don't know. I got a disclaimer and all that, so you can read the disclaimer and you can disregard it or not. I'm just saying that that's where I'm at. It's really kind of elementary. So I learned real quick, that I'm not an hourly guy. That I'm not going to work by the hour, because I found that when I work by the hour, it hurts me. Because I'm still going to do the job. I don't do it any different, so I'm not built like that. I'm not built to turn on the hour meter and turn it off, back on and off. See, some guys are just hourly guys. Nothing wrong with that, and that's fine. I understand businesses have to pay an hourly rate because that's what the society has told us all our lives, and that's and it's very easy to understand that. I get that part. But the hourly thing is not something that I don't know, that I believe in wholeheartedly. I guess it's a way to gauge what, guy's status or whatever, where they're at. This guy makes 25, this guy makes 22, or this guy makes 40, this guy makes 30, But the guys out here, for me, they do fine, and we do pretty good, really. The video I released this morning shows the numbers. That's what the numbers are. Whether they're sexy enough for you or not, I don't know, but that's what they are. And I'm not wrong for those numbers. You can't make me wrong. That's what it costs. And that's what we make, and that's the time that we spend, and that's pretty much every day. Most days are not quite that much money, but most days don't cost me quite that much either. So, and a lot of these guys are coming in the comments, they're trying to put words in my mouth. Like one guy was saying something like, well, $250 an hour ain't worth a damn if they only work in 1 hour. We always work more than an hour, dude. We always work more than 2 hours. we usually work 5 or 6 hours. That's in the field. That's usually that is the norm. Now, I'm not hardcore looking at the amount of time that we work out here. I'm looking at the amount of money that we're making versus what it's costing me to get that money. That's what I'm looking at. I'm not, if you got 10 employees, I know you got to be super focused on the time an employee gets there and the amount of hours you work. When I'm out here in the field working, I'm trying to be super efficient, but I'm not looking at a clock all day saying, oh shit, we've done work 5 hours and you know, this or that. I'm trying to think about the efficiency of what we're doing to make good time so the guys can make better money. You know. So I'm not hyper focused on the exact time, the hours that we work. I mean, it's got to be in my wheelhouse, but y'all see it's very consistent. You know, I mean, it's really consistent. You know, 5 days a week. It really is. But because we choose not to work till dark every day, then I'm not a business. I'm not a good boss. I'm not, you know, and, you know, I mean, well, what do I say to that, man? I don't even know what to say to that. It sounds like some haters to me. That's what it sounds like. They hating because they got to work till 6 to pay for that $1,000 a month phone and all their bills. When I'd rather just give the money to the guys working for me or whatever. You know. But you do you, boo. You know, because I'm gonna do me, no matter what you say. And you know, I save money every year. Every year, I put money up every year, every week, every day. You know, so you can come in the comments and you can try to demean me and the business model and all that. But at the end of the day, I love me some me, man. You ain't gonna hurt me. You know, I mean, it's almost like a freaking mosquito. Get off me, man. Get off the player. Get off the player, man. Quit player hating, you know? Go punch that clock, man, and so you can get them 40 hours in. That's what you need to go do, boo. I feel like, and it really doesn't matter what anybody else really thinks, I feel like that I'm as successful as I want to be right now. That's what I feel like. The notion that, well, if you were really successful, Ray, you'd be sitting behind a desk somewhere. Dude, I don't want to sit behind a desk nowhere, man. I couldn't think of a more boring thing to be doing. Sitting behind a desk all day, man, that's like being the punter on a football field. I don't want to be the punter, man. I want to hit somebody. You know, or I want somebody to hit me. I mean, geez, man. I want to be in the game, man. I don't want to be on the sidelines freaking, you know, watching. But see, being the business owner, I get a little bit of both. I get to stand on the sidelines and coach, but I also get to go in the game if I want to. If I don't want to, then I don't go in the game. That's the benefit of being an entrepreneur out here. And, you know, guys are coming at me, you know, and I'm not mad or nothing. I'm just making content. Guys come at me a lot of times, you know, in the comments, and they're saying, you're not doing this lawn thing right. You're not doing that lawn thing right. You're not doing that. Dude, you got to look at the overall big picture. I make money on everything I do. Lawn care is just another part of it, man. Lawn care is what I've invested deeply in, financially and mentally. But I make money on everything I do. I mean, because I'm a hustler. It's what I do, man. I just happen to be, you know, doing a lot more lawn care than anything else. You got that Bobcat sitting there, man. What a waste of money. It ain't a waste of money, man. I wish you'd figure that out, man. Because it's not. It's fine. It's okay. It's paid for. And it didn't cost me $80,000. Now, if you got you a Bobcat, skid steer, and you done spent $80,000 or $100,000, well, you might have to get out there and run that Bobcat. And while you're doing all that, which is fine if you can, you know, if you got enough work and all, while you're doing all that, what are you going to do with the 85 customers in lawn care that you got? You going to drop them? No, man, I'm going to hire people to run the lawn care, and then I'm going to run the Bobcat. Okay. It's a lot easier said than done. It is. But you know, I live in the real world. You know, you living in a world behind a desk, so you say. If you behind that desk, man, you ain't in touch like I am. You just not. I do the desk work too. I do what you do, and I do what I do, and I do what my guys do. Oh, you got a whole department that buys equipment, does payroll, human resources, all that. Just think, dude, I do all that and I ain't got to pay nobody. But you ain't got shit, Ray. But I do. The profits that I make are freaking great. And 99% of businesses out here would love to make the profits that I make. They would call that a success. If they scaled it up, doing exactly what I'm doing, and they scaled it up, had to make a few tweaks here and there, they had a 65 or 70% profit margin after they paid for everything, that's good, and those are great numbers. You know, if I buy something for 30 cents and I sell it for $1.25, that's a great freaking profit, man. Success is in the eyes of the beholder. Because I got 150 to make right here in this hour. So it's about how long it's going to take me. Not exact. I'm not punching a clock, but in my head, I'm thinking, okay, about an hour over here. And that's including chit-chatting. And the thing about it is, another thing about it is if it takes me 3 hours over here, I'm still good. If it takes me all day over here, I'm still good. You know? But it's not. It's going to take me about an hour. For sure. So I'm fixing to get on this brand new $18,000 X-Mark that Chuck bought and do this $150 lawn, and let's start and keep pecking away at that 18.5 lawnmower, and let's get that thing down to where we can just reach out and pay it. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. While you thinking about how you gonna get somebody a new cell phone, and how you gonna get them to work, and how you gonna generate 40 hours for them so they can feel like they're whole. I'm gonna be steady earning, steady Eddie. That's what they call me, Steady Eddie. I'll kick back. Okay, guys, so all you Scag, this is for all you Scag guys. I want you to try this with your Scag and let me know what the outcome is, okay? the grass. The object is to throw the grass. The object is to throw the grass into this wood line, right? Now, I could go around and around, but that's a lot more. With the X-Mark mower, you can go back and forth, and it cuts just as good. If it cuts 100% forward, it cuts 85 or 90% backwards. Where the Scag, if it cuts 100% forward, it probably cuts 40% backwards. I'm just saying, and try it with your Scag. If you got a Scag, just try it. I mean, you know, I ain't got no reason to lie. Just try to go backwards in something like this right here. I'm gonna get up here and I'm gonna go backwards, and y'all see, I'm gonna blow it through the wood line. Like I said, it left a little bit right there, but that's real thick, wet grass. But the Scag mower, we leave shit everywhere going backwards. All right, y'all, so down one, hour and 10 minutes over here, y'all. $150. Not great, but I can live with that, you know. Of course, I'm not, you know, I'm just main reason why I'm doing a few today is, well, so I don't have to do them tomorrow. But what ends up happening, y'all, this is no lie, because of my labor problems, or just in general, my problems, whatever. See, I haven't really been chasing any new work, any new customers, well, for quite a few seasons now, because of my labor problems, right? And I know there's going to be somebody saying, well, you ain't paying them enough, blah, 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 but okay, whatever. But the reality is, I haven't been chasing any work. So the workflow that I got is, you know, is enough for, well, I could have 2 guys out here full time. I will probably have to maybe add 4 or 5 properties on if I had 2 full-time guys. But see, it's never full-time, since I mean, because something always comes up, whether it be the weather or a guy needing a day off, or a guy can't come to work because he don't have a ride or whatever. So what's ended up happening is this year, you know, there in August, I lost about 5 properties, 6 properties. And I've replaced them with more efficient properties, you know, with in mind, real close to the other properties that I'm already doing. So I might have lost 2 that are way out, you know, off of the beaten path, but I replaced them with 2 that are a lot closer and they're to pay more money. So that really makes it where you can do more money in less time. So as we round into the end of the season here, you know, with Francisco gone, or, you know, not, I don't know where he's at. He's in Mexico, and he ain't, you know, bailed on me. He bailed on everybody that he was working for. The restaurant people have been calling me, wondering where he's at. So, you know, so what's ended up happening now is that, like today, you know, dude could have worked, but he don't have a ride, right? And I'm not going and getting him and then doing the route and then having to take him back. But by the time he pays an Uber $40 or so, because that's what an Uber costs, 20 in the morning, 20 in the afternoon, $40, then see, he ain't making no money, because $40 is coming right out of his pay, that he's got to pay, you know. Well, really, you need to pay him more money so he can afford an Uber. No, hell, I don't. No, it ain't my fault that your living expenses done shot up because you wrecked your car. So now the way it's shaking out today is he may not even work. He may not be able to work tomorrow either, because I'm going to be done enough of the properties today to where I'm not gonna need anybody out here tomorrow. See, and it's all because he don't have a ride. It ain't because of me and not having no work. It's because he don't have a ride, and I'm not going to get him. So I'm going to do 2 more on the way home, and then tomorrow I'll have 3 properties to do. That knocks him out of work. See what I'm saying? I don't know if that makes sense or if I'm doing things right or what, but that's what happens when you don't have a ride. See, he could have, if he'd had a ride today, you know, without having to pay $40 for an Uber or whatever, or him depending on somebody to bring him to work where it drags me because I have to wait and all this stuff, then it's not worth him coming to work. If he makes $150 or $130 or whatever he makes, and he has to take 40 off of it, off the muscle, then he don't want to come to work. You know, and then, you know, at the end of the day, I don't want him to come to work because, well, I got to wait on, hope that an Uber's available or hope that somebody will bring him to work. So it becomes more of a hassle in my head than what it's worth to me when I can go out here and slow road a Saturday for, you know, 3 hours or so, and then slow road 2 or 3 hours on Sunday or so, and get all the work done. No worries, no foul, no gas in the other vehicle, no worries about getting somebody home or to work, no worries about nothing. And on top of that, I get to keep all the money. Well, Ray, that ain't right, man. You ain't doing dude right. Now, dude do himself like that, and that's why I keep trying to tell you guys that having a ride to work when you're working for me is critical. It's a critical thing, because you're gonna knock yourself out of work, you know. And I don't know how the big boys do it, but Chuck, that's how Chuck does it. And you know, I mean, you know, I'll make, you know, today I'll work about 3 hours and I'll probably make about $350. I'll throw 50 in the tank, and then I'll throw 300 in the bank, and done.